So the Browns, 2022, they were 7-10. They didn't make the playoffs. Some notable losses include Jacoby Brissett, Kareem Hunt, Jadeveon Clowney, Taven Bryan, Deion Jones, and John Johnson. Some notable additions include Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Juan Thornhill, Rodney McLeod Jr. Their strength of schedule last year was tied for 17th. This year, it's a little easier. They're 26th. And one note is they have a new defensive coordinator in Jim Schwartz. What do we think about the Browns?
It, they're the Browns, man. I don't. I hate throwing that cliche, but man, it's like to me, this is like one of the few teams that I don't know. It's this is going to be Watson's first full off season slash season with the team. So it's like, what are you going to get from him? Are you going to get the Deshaun Watson of like 3 years ago, or are you going to get, the glimpses we saw last year? So I don't know. 7-10 last year is about right for a Browns team, and I think they'll probably do a little bit better. I don't. They might go 8-9 just based on that easier schedule, but right, unless unless Deshaun Watson returns to form from a few years ago, I don't. I think they're kind of reverting back to the Cleveland Browns of yesteryear, where they're there and they're on the schedule for the next team to play.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like that cliche is it's Cleveland, but I feel like it doesn't matter who's on that team. The Browns are never going to be a great team. But I just if Deshaun Watson plays like he did last year in the very few games he played, I don't see the Browns doing much, and he has to go back to like when he made the playoffs with the Texans and ended up losing the divisional round of the Chiefs, but and then possibly losing Hunt, like or are losing Hunt. Is that going to affect the running game too? With because they usually split carries with Chubb and Hunt, but I don't really know another go-to running back to help out Chubb.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this whole season relies upon is Deshaun Watson. I mean, I think that's what the whole NFL is looking at is like the Brown. If they get old Deshaun Watson, Browns are probably a completely different team. If they get last year's Deshaun Watson, they're in the same boat that they've been the last 20 years. So, I will say I'm very skeptical of the Browns. They could easily win in like 11 games, and they could easily win about 4 or 5. Who knows? Um, I think Jim Schwartz at defensive coordinator, that's a really smart. It's a smart move. You get a veteran in mind in there. Unlike their last defensive coordinator who was just awful, you get a new guy in there. They got safety depth now. Um, I mean, there's a lot of guys with potential on that entire defense, and I heard Jim Schwartz wants to make sure that Miles Garrett is one on one against someone. So that tells me if I'm game planning against the Browns, double team him, and who cares about the rest? Hopefully, Zadarius Smith is still as good as he's been the last few years. Um, Offensively, I mean, who wouldn't want that offense? You have a former All Pro quarterback in Deshaun Watson, or Pro Bowl All Pro, and you got Nick Chubb, arguably the best running back in football. You have one of the best offensive lines in football. You have one of the best blocking tight ends in David Njoku. Um, you got Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is very questionable every single year. He could easily be a Pro Bowl receiver this year, and we don't know. Or that's how he is with every one of his teams. I like Amari Cooper. I was a huge fan of him coming out of college. He's very inconsistent. He's whether that's injuries, whether that's just his hands, but he could look like the best receiver in football any given Sunday, and he could look like one of the worst receivers in football any given Sunday. That sucks when you're the number one receiver of the Browns. I've heard great things about Cedric Tillman. I've heard fantastic things about him. I've seen Elijah Moore and Watson building a connection there. They have so much potential, and they just need to put it on the field. If they went started the season 4-0, I don't remember what their schedule looks like. If they started the season 4-0, wouldn't be shocked. They started the season 0-4, still wouldn't be shocked. This is a make or break year in determining the future of the Browns, whether you're going to still be in a rebuild mode for the next 5 to possibly 10 years, or you could be in Super Bowl contention in the next couple.
Okay, well, they opened their season at home against Cincinnati, so are we still going 4-0 to start?
That's
No.
ooh.
Well, it's see, we come
Oh,
back to the Burrow
Burrow.
thing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure isn't Burrow hasn't beaten the Browns, has he? I'm pretty sure the
I know
Bengals.
that was the talking point last year. I don't know if he ended up
Yeah.
doing it or not.
So I don't know. I don't know if the season starts with the Browns go and win, and the Bengals lose. That's gonna be a talking point for the entire week. I'll predict NFL Network. There you go. That'll be straight on NFL Network, Sports Center. It's gonna be, oh, are the Bengals washed? Are their Super Bowl hopes over? It's just
Dude,
week
that's
one,
that's all
guys.
they did to Buffalo last year after every
Yeah.
loss. So Cincinnati can
hmm
have that.
hmm
I
So
mean, if they're putting up week one against the Browns, maybe it's best that Burrow doesn't play.
yeah, honestly, yeah, and
Yeah.
that'll probably be the best thing for the Browns
Yeah,
because who knows?
Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati, then Pittsburgh on a Monday night. I got the schedule pulled up. Then they host the Titans.
Titans sound like
Then they host the
you
Ravens. Those are their first four.
you got a lot of division matchups. I mean, hey, they could end up 4-0. Who knows? And they could also end up 0. I don't know how they could lose to the Titans.
Well, there you go. You got your thumbnail. Browns 4-0.